All right, so you want some street photography tips. The simplest one is just shoot, that's it. But that's cliche as f. So what we're gonna do today is just dig a little deeper. All right, so let's get it. All right, so the first tip of the day is to stop looking at your photos. Just stop chimping. Stop looking at your screen, because who gives a f? Like, if you really think about it, like, who gives a f? Whatever you are trying to capture, that exact precise moment is gone. So whether if your photo is in focus or out of focus, or whether you got it or you didn't, it's kind of irrelevant because that moment is gone. So what you have to kind of do is just stay in the moment and just keep shooting. Because what I've noticed, obviously the first 6 months of doing street photography, all you want to do is just look at your shots, see if you got it, because you're excited. So what I actually started doing was almost treating digital like film, where I wouldn't look at my shots ever. To this day, I don't look at my shots. I just kind of stay present and stay shooting. A dumb analogy would be some of the greatest athletes in the world, they kind of develop a sense of athletic amnesia, which keeps them in the moment, so they're never thinking about the last shot they missed or when they struck out last. They're always present, and what that enables them to do is to just perform really well in the moment, especially in like pressure moments. So I kind of do the same thing, is develop a photographic amnesia where I'm just continuously shooting. Whether I'm excited about a shot or I'm bummed out about a shot, I try to just stay even keel and just keep shooting. So just develop a photographic amnesia and just keep it moving. All right, so the next tip is to stop taking photos. I'm serious. Stop taking photos for 30 days. I know this is gonna sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. Quick anecdote. When I was in college years ago, I majored in English. I was on the creative writing track. And one of the things that I learned is to be a good writer, you have to be a good reader. To be a good writer, you have to be a good reader. And sadly, at that point, this isn't a joke, this is actually the truth. I was 20 or 21. The only book that I have ever read, cover to cover, was a Goosebumps book. Yeah. I'm very serious. I was a writer. So in the photography world, to be a good photo maker, you have to be a good photo looker. So stop taking photos. Go and just look at photos. And no, don't go look at Instagram photos, because that's literally the equivalent to an R.L. Stein's Goosebumps book. Just go to a library, go to a bookstore and sit down and pick up a Robert Frank book. Pick up a Sebastião Salgado book, which is my favorite. Steve McCurry, Alex Webb. In fact, don't even look at street photographers or documentary photographers. Look at food photography. Look at National Geographic magazines. Just look at photos. Be a good photo looker, because ultimately you'll be a good photo maker, because you're starting to develop a photographic palette. You're starting to shape your eye a little bit. So stop taking photos, bro. All right, so this is the last and final tip, and it's the nerdiest of them all. Start reading philosophy. Start reading photographers' philosophy. It's all about approach, seeing what they do and what their views on how to make a photograph. Because what you want to do is shape your eye before you actually take a photo. And one of the things that I read, because there was a period where I was reading maybe for 3 months on just other photographers' philosophy, things like that. And one of the things that I read from a photographer, I'm kind of paraphrasing this, is the reason why I shoot in black and white is because there's actually more color in it, because you have to put your own experience into the photo. What? The reason why I shoot in black and white is because there's actually more color in it? Like what? So stuff like that is just so good. Joel Meyerowitz, he has a lot of really good information. It's a little heady, but it's actually really good. So the idea is to just shape your eye, shape your mind before you actually take a photo. So that's pretty much it. Sorry I didn't include any photos today because I'm actually shooting this. I'm shooting my first roll of film ever. I'm actually pretty excited. How ironic is that? Is I learned photography on digital and now I'm shooting film. Like, how weird is that? In like 15 years when everything switches back to film, I'm gonna be like, so, you know I learned photography on digital. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for watching. Please comment if you actually want to see what camera I'm actually using, and I'll let you know. But as always, just be cool, be nice, hit like. Cool. Lighting tests, yada yada yada. Up here, yada yada yada. Down here, yada yada yada.